Are you a firefighter who feels like maybe you need something in the mental health department? Things are feeling a little off, you're not happy at work, you're finding yourself being really reactive, and you just can't find any solutions to plug that knowledge gap for you? Well, today I want to share some perspectives with you that may help you do just that. Welcome, Hotshots, to Firepower X. This is a place where we help you stay one step ahead of stress as a firefighter. My name is Jess. I'm a former firefighter and a neuro-linguistic programming master practitioner. What the hell is that? That's a personal trainer for your mind. On this channel, we give you mental performance strategies to help you stay unbothered at work and at home. So today I really want to show you how to find a full spectrum solution to taking care of yourself, both preventatively and reactively. On the right, we've got traditional mental health. When you think about the incident, right, this little orange flame being a traumatic incident, something stressful that happens, everything that we've been calling mental health up until this point is reactive. It's a reaction. The incident happens first, the mental health comes in second, to try and get us, if you consider this like your normal baseline, to try and get you back from having dropped below baseline back to baseline. And so it's kind of like damage control. All of the mental health strategies, the majority of them out there, are damage control. They're reactive. If you think about it in the analogy of fire prevention versus suppression, these are all the suppression strategies. You fought the flames, and now we're on the other side of it. So clinical interventions, talk therapy, EMDR, ketamine, all of these things that come in to try to get you back to normal. That's what the majority of mental health is. But we all know from working in the fire service that if you just have suppression as your strategy, you can't get ahead of the problem, right? You cannot get ahead of the problem if you just wait for the problem to happen and then do things reactively. It wasn't until the fire service figured this out and added that element of fire prevention into the front end that the process of having structure fires really started to decrease. We really did a great job of getting ahead of the problem on the whole, so much so that many departments now, they're lucky to see a couple of good structure fires a year. That's how good the system works when you have a full spectrum solution of both pairing prevention and reaction. But if you just do in reaction, and there's no prevention, you can't really get ahead of it. You're leaving a big gap. Your mental health works the same way. When I say mental health, your entire mental health, your self-care, taking care of you is the same. We have to have both types of strategies in order to feel good, in order to get ahead of things. So mental performance, what is that then? So if you look at pre-incident, it's more pre-incident. It's prevention. It's the fire prevention piece. And it's about skill building. It's about decision making. The same things that go into fire prevention, making decisions, setting up buildings according to code, and making sure that the systems are in place. So if a fire does happen, there are preventative elements in place so the fire doesn't spread as much. Same thing with mental performance. It's skill building at the end of the day. It really is building resilience preventatively before the incident happens. Whatever you're doing today, it's going to help you maybe tomorrow, maybe 5 years from now, maybe 10 years from now, because you're building the skills now and you're practicing now so that there's actual resilience when the incident hits. In terms of your normal baseline, you are working at baseline and above. Again, think about sports psychology or just training in general. You train, you go through the motions, you learn the skills in a low pressure environment where you're already at baseline in order to build upon them and get better at them. So when an incident happens, you can bounce back. What are we focusing on with mental performance training? We are looking at three things: your focus, your narrative, and your habits. And we're training in those areas preventatively. And what are we training ultimately? Those three things, they actually triangulate you in your perspective. When you look at it, it's like a little planchette. It's moving you around your perspective, what you're paying attention to, the story that you're telling about that incident or person or circumstance, and then what actual behaviors are you using to then interact with the situation or the circumstance or the person. And so you're taking a perspective when you do that. You're actually positioning yourself in a certain perspective. When you train changing your perspective on cue, that's when the entire game changes, because you can take a different perspective. You can reframe things. You can pick yourself back up once the incident has happened much quicker because you've practiced doing this beforehand. So these are really the two different arenas of how you can get the full spectrum of taking care of yourself. Don't just wait to do mental health. And full disclosure, I am not a clinician. I come at this from a very different perspective. I work in the mental performance realm. So I am all about preventative measures, training preventatively, because that's where you make real gains, I think, and you're not just scrambling to get back to normal. So let me know what you thought. Drop a comment below. I'm happy to engage with you. And if you want more content like this in order to beef up the mental performance part of your routines, of your habits, get into the practices now, be resilient when things hit you, come check us out over at firepowerx.com, where we have more content like this, networking opportunities, and spot coaching with me. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.